Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas, and it is day 2 of Reindeer Games, the 12 Days of Christmas challenge set out by our host Shannon from Creative Chaos in Tennessee. And it is day 2 and our layout must feature some music. Now, Shannon has said that we don't have to make it Christmassy, that we can use any of our photos, any of our style, but what else would Christmas be without a music one? And we deck the halls, of course we do, and good tidings we bring to everybody. And if you think about your different tunes from Christmas, they lend themselves to lots and lots of ideas. So today I am playing along with everybody else, and as I said, it is day 2. Yesterday was great. Did you go and check out all of the layouts that other people made? And have you checked out my one? If you haven't already, I'll have the links down below for the playlist, and you'll be able to go and see what everybody is creating in this wonderful event that Shannon has created for us. She also has lots of games and prizes and giveaways over on her Facebook page, and that link too will be down below. So make sure you go and check out everything that's happening, and you too could be a winner if you just participate. So I'm going to use this paper pad that I've had for a while. It's a 6x8 paper pad, and it is from, let me see, I'll pull it out. It is from Pink Paisley, and it is an older pad. It's a 2019 paper pad, and it was the Together for Christmas one that I'm using. And I do love the colors in this. They're nice and rich and bold, and they're not your traditional necessarily the full solid Christmas, but they do have your black and white gingham which you see around, and it does have like partridge in a pear tree and so forth. I do love this this one here, the plaid. It's beautiful. I love plaid. It's a great way to add texture and design to your layout. Now, as I said, Shannon wanted us to use a musical theme for this layout, so I have got a Christmas Carol score on the paper, so that's why it has musical notes all over it. And I'm just using a branding strip here to create the trunks of my trees. So I started out with 3x3 triangles, and I worked my way down to 2x2s, and then I cut those from the squares, and then cut them again from the triangles, so that I have a mixture of sizes, and that will allow my trees that I'm hoping to create here to go down in size as they rise up the page. And this is just to create like a tree forest, something different, something simple but something different. Great way to use up scraps. If you've got lots of scraps, you can cut your squares and then your triangles, and you can easily build a Christmas tree. And it's quite significant really, in that Shannon had as her challenge for day 1 to create a Christmas tree embellishment. So this is pretty standard and pretty timely, I think. I couldn't have worked it out better if I tried, by looking at hers as if I knew what she was going to do, which I honestly did not. So I'm building my tree, as you can see, and I want it to rise up to the top of the page. I am having a set of 4, which is unusual because I usually like to go with odds. But because the bulk of it gets covered up by the photo, it actually works okay, and you can't tell that it's not exactly an odd with the arrangement. Now, my patterns are starting to overlap, and that's okay. I'm happy with that. You have to be happy with your design. There will be people who won't be happy with that, and they would like to mix it up a bit more to get a bit more staggered in the colors and the design range. But I'm happy with how this turns out and how this all flows. And ultimately, that's the most important thing when we scrap, isn't it? That we're happy with our designs and the way they turn out. So, have you ever created a Christmas tree for a layout? If you have, let me know down below. I'd love to hear how you've done your tree. I'm just about ready to start moving on from the trees, but I do want a little bit of an extra height, and so my triangles at the moment are a little bit big to continue on with my layering. So I will cut some smaller ones in a moment, and you'll see that happening. And I'm just continuing to build one one branch level at a time. And I do like the fact that there is that mix of colour. I do think I need to bring in some more white. And at this point, this is where I go and cut some more triangles in, because I want to lighten up the trees a little bit. Now we're getting to the smaller size of triangles, and I will stop because I want my tree heights to be staggered. I don't want them to be all the same height. So I'm going to get a little bit more in the black and the whites, and I am going to cut some little ones there so I can raise it. And then I'm going to bring in that white again, because I want it with the holly leaves on it, with just a bit more white to lighten up the top of the tree. And that's going to become important when you see the finished product, why it's good that it's light at the top. So I'm just putting in the last of the triangles. I want that far one over there to be tall. I want it actually to be the tallest tree. And then I'm going to have stagger the other ones across the page. So I'm loving how this has come together, and I don't really mind that it's not perfectly straight, because trees aren't perfectly straight. Well, not down here and not down under, they're not. The wind gets to them and they do get a curve in them. Whereas I know when I was in the Northern Hemisphere, I couldn't believe in Alaska and Canada how straight the trees were. It was just phenomenally like pencil thin straight, amazing. Not even a bend or a kink in the branch or the trunk of the tree. Very, very, very impressive actually to see it up live. And I know if you live in America, you see it and take it for granted. But for an Aussie girl, when I was there, that was just something that blew my mind, how amazing the trees were. So I'm just popping in, as I said, the last of these triangles. And I will switch that one around, because I just realized that I needed to go with the bigger one, then the smaller ones. And you can just see how this is all nearly completed. And look at that. Doesn't it look cute? I really do like this tree forest that I've created. Now there's my photo. It's a photo of my daughter, my eldest daughter. We were at the Hunter Valley Gardens, which is a beautiful place to visit, and it was 2 years ago we went for Christmas, and we were there doing the lights. They do the gardens up so well at night time for lights for Christmas, and we went there and we were fooling around in Storybook Land, where well, it looks like, you know, the groomsman from Cinderella, and he was standing there and it looks like he's singing to her as they're dancing. So there's my nod to the music. Shannon said it could be a dancing picture, and this is what it is. It looks like she's doing the waltz with the groomsman of the Storybook Land, and I think it looks really effective. I had that photo for ages and I really wanted to do a good page, and this was the perfect opportunity. Now I've got some music die cuts here that I got from a swap with the girls down under. I'm not sure who they are from because there was no name on them, but whoever it was, thank you very much, because they have now found their way onto a layout. And I'm just putting in some music notes around. It's like he's singing to her, and it's that Christmas cheer, so good tidings and comfort and joy. So I'm going to pop up this little oh, what would you call it, a sax? Yeah, a saxophone. And I'm going to add that as an embellishment there to the bottom of the quote or the title. And then I'm also going to have the little trumpet up there, because it wouldn't be Christmas without a trumpet, would it? We all have the trumpets for Christmas songs, and so I'm putting that in there. And then I've got these tiny little musical notes, and I'm going to actually add them like decorations to the tree, but it's really symbolizing the sound of the music coming from the instruments. Now I did have like a violin or a cello, whichever you like to call it, and I do find it and put it on at the end, but at the moment it's not there, and I actually forgot that I had it until I look around and then find it. So my layout's coming up together quite nicely. It's got that hint of music in there. I just added who it was and when it was. Now I'm going to make these white triangle parts of the tree pop a little bit by adding in the faux stitching. I really do like how this has come together. I think it's just a little bit of hint of detail that gives that little bit more to the definition of the tree, and I just love it. I don't want to go overboard with it. With my gold pen, I am going to do my border, and that's where you'll see that I've added the violin or cello, whichever you want to call it, to the piece at the bottom left above that red note, and that's just continuing on with that musical theme on the layout. And I think it's like I love the instruments that have been included. It gives that old world feel, and that matches nicely with the feel of the photo. So that's pretty much it for this layout. I am just going to finish off with a little bit of Nouveau drops here and there. I'm going to put it there onto the title. I'm also going to put them around the stars. I'm just going to go in different directions around the stars, and that's just going to add a little bit of movement. And then I'm also going to put next to the musical instruments my sets of 3 to set up that visual triangle, and I just love it. This is a simple yet effective layout. It's used a lot of design techniques to capture your imagination, and I'm pretty sure there's something here for everybody. So I want to say thank you to everyone for sticking it out to the end. I hope you like what you're seeing. I'm sure there is something here for everyone. Give me a thumbs up. Lets YouTube know that you like what I'm doing, and it will push my content out further. Now, don't forget, everybody, there is a playlist. Go and check it out. There are some very, very talented players and very, very talented crafters that are part of this playlist this time round. And I just want to say thank you, Shannon, for creating this. It is a great hop. Stay creative, and I'll see you in the next video.